What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of 100 Yards of Football Sports Talk Radio. I'm your host and producer, Logan Landers, and join me here today to talk about the Boise State Broncos 2024 team preview. First off is Mr. William Gage III over there at FirstRoundMock.com. William, how you been doing, man?
Always busy,
Yeah.
enjoying this nice weather. I'm doing all right, man.
Good. Glad to hear. And, of course, helping us out from draftutopia.com is Mr. Chris Ransom. Chris, how you doing this fine afternoon?
I'm doing well.
Good. Glad to hear. And, guys, of course, if you like this episode talking about Boise State and what we think their 2024 is going to look like, please go like, comment, share, and subscribe. Once again, Facebook, YouTube, main two platforms over there. But we also have a podcast available on all major podcast streaming platforms every single week. All right, well, William, I'll give you the first chance to talk about this team. How will Boise State perform this upcoming season?
Well, I feel it's going to be better than last season. The 7-5 overall record, definitely asked for maybe a rebuild. On the offensive side, there's offensive coordinator Dirk Cutter of Atlanta Falcons fame.
Mm-hmm.
Bringing in. Malachi Nelson, 6'3", 190, the USC transfer. They also have game-breaking running back Ashton Genty coming back. The receivers, Prince Station, Austin Bolt, Latrell Capples, tight end is Matt Lauder. That's definitely a good thing. This team is going to be like I said, a lot more dangerous than last year. The 3-4 defense, has 8 returning starters, and that all starts up front with Ahmed Hassan and Herbert Gums. Linebacker Andrew Simpson, and they start out against Georgia Southern. They have Oregon week 2, and that's going to be a huge thing with Dylan Gabriel coming in over there. Then they pretty much have a cakewalk until they end up at Wyoming and finish out the season at Oregon State. But what can you tell me about this offense, Chris?
4 returning starters on the offensive line, 3 established starters at left tackle, left guard, and center. Malachi Nelson leads the helmet quarterback, the former 5-star recruit who enrolled at USC, transferred to Boise in the portal this year. So Boise has a good quarterback. This is the first time I think Boise State's ever had a 5-star quarterback. So they have that. They have Ashton Genty, my top running back in this year's NFL draft. I think the floor is 11-1. And if they can find a way to beat Oregon, which I doubt they will, but if they do, they're going to have a case for getting in the top 4, especially if Oregon wins the Big Ten. At that point, they're going to have a case. Not a good case, not a great case, but a good case. And I'm guessing they would be the 3rd seed. And then if there was an ACC or Big 12 team that went undefeated, that team would be the 2 seed behind the SEC winner. Because they're not going to rank Oregon any lower than 4th if they win the Big Ten as a Power 4. But if Boise beats Oregon and they win the Big Ten championship, they're going to have a case, a legitimate case for being in the top 3. So, but I don't think they'll end up that way. On paper, I think this is the most complete group of 5 team. They've got talent everywhere: quarterback, running back, offensive line, receiver, tight end, 8 returning starters on defense. Liberty has the easiest strength of schedule and is the Vegas favorite to get that group of 5 playoff spot. But I think just straight up, if Boise State and Liberty played a game head-to-head, I think Boise State would win. I think they are the better group of 5 team on paper this year. Not sure what your rebuttal to that is, Logan, but I'm looking forward to hearing it.
Yeah, I mean, when I look at Boise State, man, my God, they have an impressive-looking lineup, especially that offense. That offense can put up points in a hurry. As you mentioned, they have the brand new quarterback now trying to help out their program in Malachi Nelson. Like I said, a lot of hype around that young man. So can he live up to it in year 1 with the program? It will be, like I said, it's unknown at the moment, but I do think that, just from what we've seen of him, what we've talked a little bit about him, and that he has some really good skill traits. And I think might be a slight adjustment period, right, with the new team. but I think he's one of those. He'll be a quick learner, and I think he'll excel in this Boise State offense. Like you mentioned, Ashton Jeanty. I don't know what else we can say about him other than he'll be one of the top backs in 25 going into the draft. No doubt about that. That's how good he has been. We all know his production, how well he did last year. And I think, like I said, the wide receiving core guys like Prince Strachan, Cameron Camper as well, who you're bringing out, as well as guys like Latrell Caples, rather. I think that'll be a really good unit. But like you said, the defense, that is where it's all going to be said and done. That's where, the big plays happen into the year when you're dog tired, your defense comes up and it helps you out. That's what needs to happen for Boise State this year if they want to compete, trying to get one of those top 3 spots we've been mentioning here. Like I said, so when you look at this team last year, the safeties are the ones that made a bunch of tackles, right? With Alex Tubner, he had 85 on the year, and Sayo Oladipo, he had 70. So you got to prevent that. You don't want your guys in the very deep backfield in the safeties. You don't want them making your tackles. That's usually not what you want for a defense. You want the guys up front to stuff them. So they got to improve on that, but when I look at their schedule, like you said, Georgia Southern should be an easy cakewalk. Much love to the Eagles out there, but I think Boise State's got them. Oregon's really is going to tell me how good this team is. You said that Oregon is expected to compete this year for sure to be a top 12 team with Dan Lanning and company looking good out there. But Boise State, that's really going to tell me, okay, they're going to be legit this year, or they might be about middle of the road. Like I say, you've got some other solid games for the most part, but this should be a fairly lighthearted in terms of just somewhat easier schedule when I look at this Boise State Broncos team. So I think that they'll have a good year. I think that, I'd say 10 wins. I could easily see that. I think that they are going to look good, and they're going to put up a ton of points on offense. So I think that overall, if you're a Boise State fan, expect some good things this upcoming year. I think that they're going to rock it, and it's going to be fun watching them do what they do every given Saturday. Well, guys, if you enjoyed this episode, be sure to like, follow, share, and subscribe. You can check us out on Facebook and YouTube. And also, thanks to William Yanish III and Chris Ransom for coming on the program and talking some Boise State today. I've been your host and producer, Logan Landers. Guys, we'll talk to you again on another live episode.